Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Jazissimming. So if this is your first time joining me, you've probably come over from my YouTube shorts or my TikTok, but I'm also making longer form videos on my channel now. And for those of you that are returning, you'll know that this is the first time that I'm filming myself on camera whilst playing The Sims, so a little bit strange, but bear with me. So currently I'm doing a series on my channel where I take the base game townies or townies from different packs and kind of give them a makeover, make them a little bit more interesting. I add lore, skills, things like that. Today we're going to be doing the Bjergsen family, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, which is a Swedish family. They live over here in Windenburg, on this little island over here in this neighbourhood, the Crumbling Isle. To be honest, they're far from being the worst pre-made family in the game, but I do find that a lot of the pre-made households kind of have this plasticky 2012 look about them that I don't really like. So what I'm going to try and do over time is completely remake the whole entire game and upload my save file if you're interested. If not, you can just join me along for the videos and the content, but for now let's have a look at the Bjergsen family. So this is the original family. Wasn't too keen on how they look. I know the graphics in The Sims 4 are a little bit more cartoony, but generally I don't really like how the townies look. I find that the makeup and the outfits are a little too cartoony for me, and I really like to change that up in my save. If you've seen my content before, you'll know that I'm not a fan of the oversaturated colours on The Sims. I always make my Sims obviously look on fleek, and if all townies are walking around really goofy, it kind of breaks the immersion for me, so that's like my main reason for doing these makeovers. And same again here, just like the overall look, didn't really like it. So those are the originals, and now I'm just going to go ahead and show you the ones that I've remade. So as you can see already from the map, the lot is very different, so we'll come to that after we've seen them in CAS. So as you can see already, I've completely changed up how they look, but I've kind of kept the essence of each character. I think I slightly tweaked the colours on him just so they looked a little bit more natural. I also have the height slider mod installed just to give my Sims a little bit more individuality, so if he looks a little bit taller here, that will be why. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. So I went with typical Nordic traits, as they're obviously meant to be Swedish. So the blonde hair, the blue eyes, the pale skin, things like that. But I also know that most Swedish, and this is completely a generalisation, but most Swedish people are pretty well dressed. So I fixed all the outfits too, and kind of made them into the version of them that I think the Sims team were trying to go for, but didn't really quite hit the nail on the head when the game first came out. So onto Clara now. I want to give her this very chic Scandinavian lady kind of colour palette. I didn't really change Clara's traits at all, but I kind of made her look like her traits a little bit more. Those of you that have seen my content already know that I always use these CC lashes. I do try and keep my game saves quite low on CC, just because I don't want everyone to have to be able to download it to play my save file eventually. But these lashes are pretty essential for me because I just feel like the big thick EA lashes just don't look right at all, so I avoid them as much as possible. I'll put the link in the description for those. So yeah, just overall very chic and sophisticated. So coming over to the kids now, I really wanted to reflect their personality as much as possible. I find it really fun to create Sims with outfits that kind of reflects their personality that they were given in the game. So I always keep that in mind when I'm changing up the outfits. And to add as much detail as possible to the game, I always add a bunch of likes and dislikes, skills, hidden traits, things like that. So here you can see I kind of went with his overall theme of being really adventurous. He loves the outdoors, but he also loves spending time with his family. And yeah, I just wanted to keep the kind of general classy theme with this family. So Sophia is kind of meant to be this bubbly teenager that's really into, you know, pop and things like that, like very typical. I'd say she's probably lower end of the teens, and she has the life aspiration to become a celebrity, so I kind of built a lot of her personality around that. And her younger sister is kind of the stereotypical genius child, not really into a lot of things that her sister's into. So yeah, just like a general revamp, basing it on what's already there in the game. Sometimes I completely change it up when I feel like what is there in the game isn't interesting enough, but generally it's nice to have some sort of outline to go off of and kind of make them into a better version of what they already were. And like I say, this was far from being the worst family in The Sims 4, so honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think I changed them up that much, but they do kind of look more realistic now, and I'm kind of looking forward to playing these ones. So coming into live mode now, I'm just going to show you a few of the extra traits that I've given them, the skills, things like that, and also the build. I can't take any credit for the build. I actually downloaded it off of the gallery. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So starting off with Clara, if we come down here to the skills panel, you can see that I've gone ahead and given her some relevant skills already. I love doing this because it kind of gives your household a shape already without having to, you know, build their skills. For townies, you just want to have them in your game and for them to be, you know, ready to befriend and things like that. And also if you want to play, it just kind of gets you on the right foot when you open the household. So for Clara, I gave her all of these traits that you can see here. I gave the whole family the ice-proof trait, which I thought was quite funny because Scandinavian people generally tend to be a little bit more weather hardy. So that's a cool little trait. It stops them from turning blue and dying from cold. And a few nice kind of values. So we've got high self-esteem, antiseptic, always faithful, responsible, connections, things like that. So that's for Clara. So coming over to Bjorn now, he's just chilling on his bed. I went ahead and gave him these skills. So parenting, cooking, you know, things like that might come in handy for everyday gameplay. And coming over to his Simology panel now, I gave him quite a few traits, as you can see, but they're pretty much all related to being outside in the cold or adventuring and things like that. So we've got survivalist, survival instinct, scouting aptitude, things like that. I kept the same career for everybody because I thought that already fit quite well in this household. So he's still a field agent in the secret agent career. Actually, thinking about it, I changed Clara's. I made her into a food critic. I just thought that this kind of really fit her personality well. So she's a foodie and a perfectionist, so that might lend itself well to a career like that. And as you can see, I gave her a few more traits down here as well to kind of match that overall personality. So this is Sophia's Simology panel. I'll let you pause if you want to have a closer look at that. And I gave her some skills as well, just like skills that she would have picked up at school and things like that. And a lot of traits that would actually line up with her life aspirations. So we've got singing, dancing, acting, charisma. And for Elsa, I did what I could. Unfortunately, there's not that many skills available to children apart from these fundamental ones over here. So as you can see, she's a very advanced child. Made her independent, top-notch infant, mentally gifted, and high confidence. So I was really pleased with how this family turned out, and I really think they've got interesting personalities now. In any case, a little bit more interesting than what they already were. So coming over to the build now, even though I did slightly tweak it, I can't take credit for this lot. As you probably know, I am more of a gameplay or cast simmer and definitely not a builder in The Sims 4 anyway. So this lot is called the Bjergsen family home, and it was made by Jensen_SWE. This was a really good base to start with, and I didn't even really have to tweak it that much. So obviously I won't be re-uploading my versions of the lot onto the gallery because that would be a little bit unfair to the original creator. However, it will be in my final save file, so if you want to play with this specific house the way that I've made it over, you'll be able to do so when the save file comes out. However, my version of The Sims will be put on the gallery, so you can find me over there at Jazissimming. So like I said, I didn't really have to change the lot that much. I just tweaked a few things here and there, and I changed the overall colour palette of the house to more of a beige and white tone. I actually worked at IKEA for a year, so I've got a good idea of the Scandinavian style of furniture and the colour tones and things like that. So I really tried my best to kind of recreate that in the decoration of this build. It's a very well lit build. I feel like the Swedish are really, really good at lighting. I actually worked in the lighting section and we had a lot of training for that sort of thing. It's very important in making a house feel like a home. So I filled the house with lights, lamps, bigger lights, smaller lights, and made them all onto more of a neutral / yellow tone rather than a cold tone. So this is Sophia's bedroom, the teenage daughter. As you can see, I added a little microphone here for her to train on singing and things like that. Decorating the bedrooms is one of my favourite parts of decorating in The Sims 4 because I see it as such an opportunity to kind of mould them to my Sims personalities, so it's always a really fun part of the makeover for me. Over here we've got the parents' bedroom, so very neutral but very classy at the same time. And over here we have Elsa's bedroom. Quite girly, but not quite as much as her sister. A lot of toys in her room. You can see that they're a well-off family. And we have like little common areas over here with desks and seating area. A really nice bathroom as well. I thought this was really nice, and we have this amazing shower corner over here. I think I changed the wallpaper on this part just to kind of make it feel a little bit more like a sauna. A little balcony here. I really like this in the stairway, the really, really high ceiling and the glass wall just here, the really big windows. In the garden, I think I just tweaked the colours of things, but pretty much left it the same as it was. And I think I tweaked a lot of the wallpaper on the exterior of the building, but other than that, I pretty much left it how it was. So that is it for this video. I hope you like my version of the Bjergsen family. Like I say, I'll be putting them on the gallery. You can find me over there. I'm called Jazissimming. I didn't really have to make over much with this household, but I am definitely much happier with the final result than the version that's already in the game. I just feel like it does what EA was trying to do, but a little bit better. So let me know what you think. Do you prefer my version? Do you prefer your own version? For my next video, I'm thinking of doing the Caliente family, so let me know what you think about that. Do you want to see them? Do you want to see another family? I actually ended up making a lot more changes on the Calientes than I did on this family, so let me know if you're interested in seeing that. Also, let me know if you like seeing videos like this, or if you want to see a little bit more gameplay, or more lore videos in longer form, or more creator sim videos, pack reviews, things like that. Thank you for watching this first video where I'm showing myself as well. This has been a little bit strange, but hopefully I'll get used to it and get better with time. I know I'm not great on the camera at the moment, but hopefully that will improve. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.